Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you to all the organisers for inviting me to speak today. As a Brit, it's always lovely to present to an overseas conference. I'm Paul Marden, the Director of Carbon 6 Digital, and we help our clients continuously improve their customers' experience through the use of best-of-breed MarTech tools like Umbraco and Hubspot. We work with our clients at key points in their business cycle, enabling growth by making either radical changes to overhaul their websites and apps, or regular ongoing change to their existing site in conjunction with, say, SEO agencies. I've been working with Umbraco since 2008 and have been a gold partner since 2013. I care deeply about the project and the platform itself. This isn't my first US Umbraco festival. I spoke at US Fest in Denver back in 2017 when we could all get together. But enough about me and Carbon 6. Let me explain a little about my talk today. About 6 months ago, I wrote an article for Scrift magazine about the variety of tools that can be used by marketers in Umbraco. Today, I'm going to go into a little more depth about the various tools that are available and how some, such as uMarketing Suite, which has moved on substantially since I wrote that first article. Essentially, this is a brief set of stories that review the different elements of a diverse MarTech stack that would be built on top of Umbraco. But what do I mean by MarTech stack? Now, Umbraco has been at the heart of marketer toolkits for years. CMSs provide the basis upon which websites can be designed and built to achieve business goals. But as the marketing technology, or MarTech scene evolves, more systems are launching that enable marketers to achieve previously complex tasks more easily, or to better monitor marketing spend. In this talk, I'll look at some of those latest tools in the MarTech stack and consider how well they integrate with Umbraco. Many marketing teams will build a MarTech stack that features Umbraco at its core, with integrations with insight and analysis tools, landing page builders and forms, CRM, SEO, experience optimization, A/B testing, email marketing, amongst many, many other tools. In fact, the latest iteration of the Marketing Technology Landscape Report demonstrates with over 8,000 tools competing for attention, this is a really busy space. Fortunately, many of these MarTech tools can be integrated into an Umbraco-based website, and it's this ease of integration which is a real benefit to Umbraco. When we first spoke to one of our clients, Michelle Hughes, head of marketing at Wright Hassel, a large regional law firm in the UK, Midlands, and asked her why she chose Umbraco, she said, "We wanted a CMS which allowed us greater flexibility in terms of the design, the experience and functionality we could offer our users. Ultimately, we chose Umbraco because it was future-proofed and allowed us to realise our aspirations for our website and allow us to integrate with all our other marketing systems." So let's look at some of those marketing systems in detail that could be integrated with Umbraco. One of the most often requested features when we build Umbraco sites for keen marketers is the ability to create flexible landing pages, similar to those that tools such as Unbounce and Marketo facilitate. Landing pages are typically focused on a single goal and aim to convert visitors to a very specific action, such as sign up for a newsletter or download some form of gated content. Landing page builders such as Unbounce have been designed from the get-go to be extremely easy to use and often get used because they tend to be more flexible than traditional CMSs and can be used by marketers without having to jump through hoops to get access to features only with the help of a developer. This agility then enables them to test prototype pages and evolve the landing pages quickly to increase conversion rates. Of course, the creation of pages without any constraint on design with a wide variety of functionality is the core behaviour of Umbraco. But the extent to which it is easy for marketers to build highly flexible landing pages is completely dependent on how flexibly the site was built in the first place. Many sites are developed to have very rigid document types and templates and consequently can be very frustrating for editors when they may be used to the complete flexibility of tools such as Unbounce or HubSpot Marketing Hub landing pages. But conversely, these tools tend to be less flexible with respect to brand and design of the front end, which is, I think, where Umbraco really shines. Umbraco is rich with a variety of page builder tools which provide flexible grid-based layouts which can be very bring very varied functionality and easy drag and drop design. Since my original Script article was written, we have the new Umbraco block editor, which brings easy to use structured component-based layouts to the core of Umbraco. However, that's relatively new, and I confess I don't have any Battlefield experience of using it yet. I'm still a big fan of plugins to Umbraco like DocType Grid Editor, Perplex Content Blocks, or Bento by Peter Gregory, which make it possible for devs to provide flexible grid-based layouts that enable editors to create flexible landing pages. One key feature of most landing page builders is the ability for editors to create flexible forms to capture leads as a primary call to action. We typically use Umbraco forms on every site, giving editors the flexibility to build quite complex forms. But given the fact that landing page forms typically have fewer than half a dozen fields, it is more than capable of handling landing page form duties. Umbraco Forms stores all submitted forms in a GDPR-compliant database table, making it easy for editors to download submissions via an Excel spreadsheet. It also has the ability to send copies of form submissions by email and to send acknowledgements to the form sender. Out of the box, Umbraco Forms also can create gated content download forms without the need for a developer and generate emails to the requester, potentially with the link to the gated content. But Umbraco Forms does have limitations as a landing page form builder. For example, while it's possible to track conversions through Google Analytics, you're unlikely to be able to track individual form conversions in your CRM tool without a developer, which you would be able to achieve as a marketer in a tool like Marketo or Hubspot Marketing. Also, it won't be possible to feed new contacts to a CRM without a developer to create a custom workflow. But these custom workflows that I mentioned are reasonably simple for a developer to produce. And so when Umbraco mentioned that they enable and encourage you as a marketer to make Umbraco the center of your digital marketing landscape, it's true that with just a few hours or maybe a day or so's work, a developer can easily integrate Umbraco Forms data into Salesforce, Dynamics CRM, ERP systems, HubSpot, Marketo, and even custom applications that, for example, use SQL Server or an Oracle database. But back to the general concept of embedding a form into a landing page, there are alternatives to Umbraco Forms, such as Formulate, a package by Nicholas Westby. Off-platform form builder alternatives exist in both Marketo and HubSpot Marketing Hub, and they both provide JavaScript integrations which can enable marketers to insert a form into an Umbraco managed page. One advantage of using either HubSpot or Marketo would be to enable progressive enhancement of forms, where the form asks for a limited number of fields of data the first time a contact submits a form. But if they return to your site to download another piece of gated content, then you present them with more forms to fill in, pre-populating the original fields with the original submission. And this enables you to gather more information from contacts the more they interact with your forms. Moving on to chatbots. Live chat and chatbots have become a popular tool in recent years to increase conversion rates on sites. And while it's certainly possible to build a live chat tool inside Umbraco, there isn't yet, to my knowledge, a package or plugin for chat that works natively inside Umbraco. That being said, it's usually trivial to add one of the best of breed live chat tools, such as Drift, Zendesk Chat, Intercom, or HubSpot Chat onto a site. From Umbraco sites, using Google Tag Manager, marketers can usually drop in a snippet of JavaScript to load the chat tool on some or all of the site. If the site doesn't use GTM, you may find that when your site was built, the developers provided fields in the backend of Umbraco to enable you as an editor to drop snippets of JavaScript into the head or footer of the site. But if not, you will need a developer to install the code, although this should be a pretty quick exercise. But at this point, it's worth thinking about ease of installation of some of these MarTech tools versus slow performance. It's worth bearing in mind that while it can be incredibly easy for marketers to install tracking tools and tags such as Google Analytics, Hotjar, Facebook, as well as live chat tools like Drift, there is a hidden cost that shouldn't be underestimated. A 2018 report by Pingdom showed the negative impact of tracking tools on site performance. Of the top 50 sites on the web at the time, on average, they had around 40 trackers and tags installed and loaded in just over 9 seconds per page. Take those trackers away, and you're looking at page load times of only 3 seconds per page. And this really matters at the moment. With the increasing importance of Google's Core Web Vital scores, which are a small number of critical measures of page load speed and visual stability, seconds of delay can substantially impact your search ranking. On a recent project, we found that the client's chat tool had such an impact on page load speed and Core Web Vitals that we restricted the chat tool to their customer service pages only. That being said, one of the biggest advantages that I think Umbraco offers is that it really doesn't get in the way of good design and front-end development, and it's entirely possible to get an excellent Core Web Vitals score using Umbraco. Touching back on the project from Michelle Hughes at White Hassle, we've worked hard over the last few months and have managed to achieve a Core Web Vitals score which ranked White Hassle 5th in the top 200 law firms in the UK. Let's move on to insights and analytics. Using digital analytics software to track how a site acquires visitors, the journeys they take and what factors increase conversion is a foundational aspect of digital marketing. For coarse-grained, tracking numbers of visitors and how they interact with your site, it's hard to beat Google Analytics, which is surely installed on almost all Umbraco sites. The GA experience can be enhanced in Umbraco using Skybud's Umbraco Analytics package, which brings Google Analytics data directly into Umbraco so that editors can see sessions and visit statistics directly on individual pages in Umbraco. There are alternative analytics platforms to Google Analytics with a rich presence in Umbraco, including SiteImprove, which also has a plugin for Umbraco. For more detailed lead-based tracking, you'll need to use one of the more comprehensive marketing automation tools such as Hubspot Marketing or Marketo, which both support tracking prospects and customers in their analytics database and then lead scoring based on their activities. Both also offer IP address lookup and enable you to track anonymous visits to your site and record these against your database, much like lead forensics. In-page analytics tools like Hotjar, which produce heat maps of user mouse movements and clicks on your site, provide further insights for marketers to improve their conversion rate. And as most of these tracking tools are installed using just a snippet of JavaScript code, then compatibility with Umbraco is almost guaranteed. Installation for non-technical marketers can be achieved by dropping the tracking code into GTM or fields in the back of the Umbraco backend which have been provided for dropping JavaScript onto a page. Or it's usually just the work of minutes for a developer to add the tracking code to their master template of the site. Let's move on to dynamic content and personalization. Personalization means customizing each user's experience on your site to meet their needs, and it has been used to great effect on many large e-commerce sites such as Umbraco, where they use vast amounts of customer data to offer a personalized homepage and recommendations that are tuned to the interests and needs of that individual customer. A number of packages have been developed over the past few years to integrate personalization into Umbraco. Personalization Groups was the original personalization package developed for Umbraco by Zone's Andy Butland, who is now part of the Umbraco core team. The package enables editors to create quite complex personalizations based on a number of explicit criteria, such as time, date, number of visits, pages viewed, and the referrer. And the package is free to install in Umbraco, but it will probably need a developer to install and configure it. uPersonal is a package that I hadn't heard of before I started researching for this piece of work. The package is priced at between 70 and 150 euros per month, depending on the number of user profiles managed by the package. And there's also Carbon 6 Digital's own personalization engine from Umbraco 8. It's a package we've developed, which is a simple tag-based personalization system for Umbraco members. That is, the users that are logged into the front end of a site. For example, registered customers in an e-commerce site. It works based on tags on pages and stores these tags against members efficiently in their session. As a member visits a page, we track the tags of the pages against the member. Once the member has finished their journey, it's stored in the Umbraco database. And upon any repeat visit, we pull that member's persona from the database back into session for efficient access. It can then be used to display personalised content appropriately. For example, it can be used to show personalised ads or articles from a group based on an interest that the user has demonstrated by looking at other articles with the same tag. Let's move on to uMarketing Suite. So far, I've taken a long drive around the sorts of features that are important for marketers, and while there's no one solution that answers all of these, traditionally, feature-rich marketing automation solutions would be integrated in Umbraco from a best-of-breed off-platform system like Marketo or Hubspot Marketing. These platforms usually automate marketing tasks, enhance marketing channels such as web, social and email, and measure the outcomes of marketing campaigns. But the paucity of marketing automation native to Umbraco is beginning to change with the launch of uMarketing Suite, a package with many of the MarTech features native to Umbraco 8 itself. Developed by Gold partner Perplex Digital in the Netherlands, it launched with analytics and A/B testing functionality, now includes powerful personalization, and soon will include marketing automation as well. uMarketing Suite is a paid-for add-on to Umbraco, with a price point starting at €59 for analytics only, and between €300 and €800 for the full license, depending on volume of traffic to your site. uMarketing Suite has documented support for load balancing, and this is really important, as most organisations with the marketing maturity to make use of the comprehensive marketing suite facilities will also need their site to be load balanced. uMarketing Suite has some documentation in place, but it is a work in progress. But there are also a bunch of really valuable videos that are on YouTube. Now, while the vast majority of sites use Google Analytics, uMarketing Suite offers the option of natively tracking and reporting on analytics. This is important because without these analytics, it would be difficult to impossible to implement personalization. Critically, all this data is stored on your own servers, and unlike Google Analytics, uMarketing Suite tracks usage on the server rather than client-side using JavaScript, which means that tracking can be undertaken even with browsers that have cookies blocked or ad blockers. uMarketing Suite also has client-side JavaScript module, which enables enhanced statistics to be collected, which wouldn't be possible with server-side only tracking, including monitoring when PDFs and mail to links are clicked and the amount of time a page was viewed. GDPR compliance is designed into the package. Analytics can be tracked anonymously or linked to a visitor when consent has been given. And it also provides A/B testing functionality by way of an Umbraco content app to make it easy to manage the testing of variants on a page. A/B testing within Umbraco itself promises to substantially simplify the process of creating these tests. Using its own analytics engine, uMarketing Suite is able to determine how long a test will need to run in order to provide meaningful results, based on the page and the number of variations being tested. Currently, uMarketing Suite is able to run 3 types of test: a single page test, a multi-page test, and a document type test, which applies tests to all the pages of a given type in Umbraco. Single page tests make use of Umbraco 8 variants, enabling an editor to create variations of a page to use in an experiment. This requires some careful consideration, though, when developers set up your site originally, to ensure that the right sort of fields can be experimented by editors. Multi-page and document type tests require some understanding of CSS and JavaScript, so may need a front-end developer to provide that knowledge. Recently, uMarketing Suite has introduced personalization functionality, offering the opportunity to personalize content based on explicit characteristics like time of visit, location and device type, as well as implicit characteristics such as pages that are visited and the behavior exhibited on a page that can be used by uMarketing Suite to predict what the user might be interested in. These characteristics can then be used to create personas, which are groups of characteristics that can be used to target personalization for a group of visitors. These personas can be manually crafted, but the analytics built into uMarketing Suite can also make suggestions of personas based on the past behavior of your visitors. Using Umbraco split view editing, uMarketing Suite makes it easy to edit the various content variations of a page side by side. We've been using split view a lot recently when managing multilingual sites with content in the back end in multiple languages. And it's really awesome to see personalized variants of the same page being editable in the same way, enabling editors to copy and paste between your different variants on the same screen. uMarketing Suite is still a work in progress, and coming up later this year are features for marketing automation as well. Umbraco is always keen to emphasize that it's a great CMS with a focus on making editors' experience simpler. It doesn't try to be a comprehensive digital experience platform or suite like Kentico Experience or Sitecore, or a rich marketing automation tool like Marketo or Hubspot Marketing Suite. However, for many marketers, it's the core of their marketing technology platform, with integrations to common MarTech tools such as Google Analytics, Tag Manager, and chatbot platforms like Drift, as well as packages like Umbraco Forms and the new uMarketing Suite. It's possible for marketers to drive more traffic and to convert more marketing qualified leads using Umbraco.